as we're talking with the Mason County Public Safety Explorers. And we're going to start things off with Fire Chief from District 4, Bob Burbridge. Good morning to you, Bob.
Good morning.
And you brought in a lot of great guests here this morning.
I brought in a piece of the best of Mason County's youth.
All right. Well, talk to me a little bit about this Mason County Public Safety Explorers program, and then we'll get a chance to meet the kids who are in here, the folks who are in here.
Well, there was an evening high climber football game where the sheriff and I were enjoying the game, and we had a thought about what we could do together with the sheriff's office and the fire district together for the kids, and that's really how it started.
And how long ago was this?
That was 6 years ago is when the conversation started.
Wow.
And yeah, it took a few more games, and we hammered out some particulars, and yeah, we went and advertised, and these four represent part of our original core group, and I'm anxious for you guys to meet them because they're about ready to age out. They're moving on with their lives. Chris,
Caleb, Emily, and Austin. So you all have been part of this since kind of the beginning of this program?
Mm-hmm. I'm the newbie.
You're the newbie there, Caleb. Well, Chris, let's start with you this morning and talk to me about the reasoning why and what you have done over the last couple years and what you're doing moving forward.
Oh boy! So I've been a part of this group for a little over four years. So I joined. I was out, just got out of the Boy Scouts. Or not. I mean, I got my Eagle Scout, and I was just about 16 years old, and then joined up into the Explorer program, seeking out either a fire or a law enforcement career. So I'm actually looking at the Washington State Patrol. I've been going through the hiring process and that, and seeing how it goes. And for the last couple of years with the Explorers, we've been going through Walia academies, and we've also gone through a couple of the Mason County Fire District 4 spring fire academies. And I've been learning all the basic essentials on how to do the great public safety things. So
you're leading more law enforcement than fire as of right now?
Yes, for me anyways, yes.
Very nice. Caleb, so you're the newbie here. Are these guys friends of yours? How'd they get you to get involved, or how'd you decide to get involved?
So actually, the person who got me involved in the post is no longer in the post. But she did a bunch of stuff. She was at our church. And so I've been in here for just about 3 years. Same deal with Chris. I was interested in maybe law enforcement or fire, either or. I've kind of started leaning towards law enforcement.
Okay.
But I think fire is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the academies that we do. The chief puts them on just for the explorers, and we got to learn a lot during those academies. It was really fun.
Very nice. Emily, what about you? Tell me a little bit about your background getting involved with this.
Well, I've been in Explorers for a little over 4 years, just like Chris. Let's see. I kind of joined mostly because my dad's like a firefighter, and I don't know, Chris is my brother, so he he wanted to join too, and I was like, well, it sounds pretty cool, so might as well. So I joined, and I really enjoyed it. Let's see, like the fire and law enforcement aspect is like really interesting to me. I'm in college right now. I graduated high school, and I feel like I'm not really sure where I'm going yet, but I don't know, I'm heading towards law enforcement a little more than fire, but fire is still really cool. So you're graduating from college, and so Bob, is this something that people continue on through, and then there is an age, or
21 is the end age for the Explorers.
Okay.
And it's 21 more because of the law enforcement side. You can become a certified firefighter at 18.
Sure.
But for a commission for law enforcement, you have to be 21.
Oh, okay. So, Austin, what about you? Tell me about yourself.
I started up around the same time that the Frosties did, around about over 4 years ago. I actually did not originally really want to join. It was my parents that kind of forced me to. Then after I got in, I'm like, oh, okay, this is actually really cool.
Interesting.
And so far, it's done a lot, taught me a lot of stuff that I will definitely carry on with.
What would be the one thing that you can take away? You either learn it every day, you keep learning it, the rules and regs or whatever, but what is something that you can take into your just daily life that you learn with this program?
Confidence and be able to deal with stressful situations is definitely useful.
I bet, indeed. Danielle Rickards as well, detective from the Sheriff's Office, is here too. Let's talk a little bit about your involvement in this. And it sounds like it's kind of 50-50, some leaning law enforcement, some leaning fire. And talk to me about the Sheriff's Office involvement a little bit more.
Well, with the Sheriff's Office, we just want to give people an opportunity to, of course, explore law enforcement. And we've been teaching them things like our defensive tactics, felony traffic stops, building searches, all the stuff that we get to do. And when we teach them something like that, it brings me back to when I first started learning things, where even the basic things are interesting to somebody, and that's something you forget over time.
Yeah.
And it's nice to pass that on to somebody and get to teach new things.
I talk with Sheriff Salisbury Mondays here on the show, and he is always talking about the high level of recruits coming out of Mason County. Does it have to do with some of this teaching that you're doing early on? They're getting a good sense of what they're going to get themselves into?
This is actually our first Explorer group, so Chris is going to be the first one that's going to go into law enforcement. I think it's successful. We actually do have some deputy sheriffs that were explorers at other agencies, so I think it's very successful. I know when we go to the Explorer Academy, a lot of the advisors there, before they got into law enforcement, they were explorers, and they just loved it and continued on and wanted to pass it on.
So is this a program through the schools that people can sign up for? Where did you sign up at Shelton High School, or where can folks get more information to sign up for these things, become a part of it?
We actually have some things online at the fire department.
Who's got that information there? Austin, you got it? You going to read it off for us?
No.
You can always come to the sheriff's office and get an application, or Fire District 4 at the Arcadia station, but we're having a first nighter.
Okay.
And that's where we have explorers come, people interested in the Explorer program come out, and our explorers are going to be able to tell them about their experiences. And it's going to be Friday, March 24th, 6 p.m. at the Arcadia Fire Station. The address for that is 2970 Southeast Arcadia Road.
Okay.
It's an open house for ages 15 and above. And we would love to see some people come out there interested in that. We'll talk to you about it and see if that's a fit for you, something that's interested in them. If the kids are even slightly interested, I would encourage their parents to bring them out there.
Sure. I mean, Austin, right? You got a good example right there.
Yep.
Very cool. So it's this Friday night.
Yes.
Very neat. We'll get the information as well on the show notes here when we post this interview up on the website. But again, a big thanks to Chris, Caleb, Emily, and Austin for coming in and talking to us a little bit more about this joint effort here with the Mason County Public Safety Explorers with Fire District 4 and the Sheriff's Office. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Nice to meet you guys. Nice to see you, Bob, and nice to see you, Danielle. We'll be back after this. It's